Alright, so we have finished modeling our character. What do we do next? Well, we want to put colour on this character, and before you do that, what you need to do is UV map this dude. So let's do that. And so UV mapping, right, let's go. So basically, we need to take a look at the character first and see why we need to UV map him. Well, if you take a look at the tentacles here, they're dark blue, and then they become light blue. So we've got more than one colour here. So we need to UV map it so we can actually paint the different colours here. Because if this character was just one colour, you probably wouldn't have to UV map him. You just, just drop a shader on him and go into the colour wheel and just choose blue, and that's it. Job done. It's that simple. But he has more than one colour on him, and so we need to UV map him. So let's start with that. And so we've got this here. So let's just isolate it and see what we can do with this. Now, what we can do is either UV map each thing separately, or UV map it all as one piece. And so there's not a lot to this character, so we can probably do it as one piece. Now with the eyebrows, probably don't need to UV map it because they're just black, and we can just drop a black colour on it. So let's grab the eyebrows and Control H and hide it. And so what we can do now is just grab this, and we can do a combine, so it's actually just one object for now. And let's open up the UV editor. There we go, and we've got the UV toolkit here. Now I have it docked. If you don't have it docked, when you open up the UV editor, the UV toolkit will appear with it. Right. Okay, so first thing you want to do is go to create for the UVs, and I tend to just do a camera base UV, and the reason for that is just to drop some dirty UVs on there, and these are just temporary UVs just to get the ball rolling. So okay, this is what we have. Next thing I do is go to mesh, and then I separate everything, and when you do that, it actually puts it in a group. Now I don't want it in a group just yet, so go to edit and just ungroup it. Boom, there we go. So they're all separate, and I'm going to delete that transform node there. It's gone. Alright, okay, so now we can just UV map one object at a time. Hit F just to frame up on it. And so how are we going to UV map this? It's fairly simple. First of all, let's just cut the so I've double clicked on this edge loop here, and we can use the all the tools here, or you can use shortcuts by holding down shift, right mouse button click, and you go to cut, and there we go, and we've cut that bit. It's that simple. Then if you go to UV shell, you can grab it, hit W for move it out of the way. As you can see, this bit has now been cut from this bit, and so the next thing we'll need to do is select this here. And so we've got it selected, shift right mouse button click and unfold, and then unfold, and boom, there you go. That's now been UV mapped. And if you click on this little texture icon here, you can see the texture on it. And here it's all like disgusting and stuff because we haven't unfolded that bit. So now we can unfold this bit, and so let's take a look at how we're going to unfold it. And what we can do to unfold it, let's have a look. We can unfold it as one piece or separate pieces, like just cut it through the middle. Because you've got to think about how you're going to colour it. So I was thinking like the back of this eyelid is probably just going to be blue, one colour, because we're not going to see it. We're rendering it from the front, and then from the front here, maybe play around with the colours. And so let's see what we can do. Maybe. So I've double clicked on this edge loop here because this is where I want to split it, but as you can see it goes all the way down here, and this edge here is part of here, and I don't want to cut that. So to get around that, I'm just going to deselect it. Is select the edge that you want the cut to begin, which is here, and then hold down shift and double click on the edge you want the cut to end, which is here, and Maya selects everything in between. Alright, so shift right mouse button cut, as you can see, these are now two separate pieces, and we can unfold them. And so let's do that. Unfold. There we go. And if you want to, you can just just spin it around so it's straight, nice and straight, and do the same here. Unfold. Oops, you got to go unfold, then unfold. There we go. There you have it, and hit. There we go. As you can see, we've switched the textures on, and this is now UV mapped. Alright, so that's that bit done. We've got some history, delete history, and what we can do is create a folder. I should say a layer, really. A layer kind of acts as a folder because we're going to put everything into it. And so if I switch it off, this UV'd eyelid is inside it. And so we can call this the character layer. And so every time I UV a piece of geometry, I can put it in this layer. And until we have nothing left, which means we have UV'd everything. And so go back to UV editor and let's take a look at the eyeball here. And again, I'm just going to split it down the middle and just cut it. There we go. And just do a unfold, and here unfold. There we go. That's that done. It was that simple. And put it in the layer. Alright, let's go back to this one. UV editor. I'll isolate it. Grab, let's have a look. Switch this off. Sometimes the texture makes it a bit confusing. Here. Cut. Separate the two pieces. Unfold, that's done. And again, let's have a look. This is the front. So I'm gonna cut it across here. Yeah, across here. Okay, so again, like we did last time. Oops. What have I done? There we go. Select the first edge. Hold down Shift and double click the last edge, and Maya selects all the edges in between. Cut. Unfold. Let's just straighten it out a little bit here as well. Unfold and just straighten it out. There you have it. It's that simple. Put it on the layer. Let's grab this. Go back to UV editor. And I'm selecting the central edge loop. Cut. And bring the two pieces over. Unfold. Unfold. There we go. Put it on the layer. Alright, we've got this bit more complicated, and so let's get on with it. First off, the mouth bit. I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe just add a bit more geometry there, or resolution there, just to hold the mouthpiece there. I think that's better. And so what we can do is, let's have a look, is boom, boom, boom. Just trying to think of something here. Let's take a look. You know what? I think this is, too big. We can delete that. It doesn't have to go in that far in, to be honest with you. Maybe let's leave that. Maybe it should be fine. I think we should be fine. In fact, make it even thinner, say there, and get rid of this. I think that's fine, to be honest with you. So look, yeah. Yeah. Right, okay, so I'm going to leave that. That should be fine. So let's take a look. We need to cut these stalks off. So maybe from can either be here or here. Let's do it here. So let's go into the UV editor and cut. There we go. And we do the same here. I reckon about here. Cut. Okay. So we can actually move this out the way and move this out the way. Now, because we're rendering from the front, we're not going to see the back. So normally when you need to create a seam, make or create a seam. Sorry, let me just pronounce a bit more carefully there. So when you need to make or create a seam, it's best to create the seam where you're not really going to see it. And so select this edge here, hold down shift, double click, and we have created an edge loop there, and we can cut there. There we go. So nice and cut. And now we can unfold it. There we go. I'm just going to straighten it up a little bit and do the same here. Cut and unfold. Just straighten out a little bit. There we go. So if you hit texture, you can see the textures on it. Now if you right click on this little icon here, boom, it places the separated geometry into polygroups. So as you can see, it colors them differently, and that's a good visualization of of where you've made the cuts. So as you can see, they're all different colors. Right, okay, so that's that done. What else do we need to do? We need to cut these tentacles out. So there we go. As you can see here, it goes round here, and so cut. Let's bring it out, and as you can see, it's coloured separately because it's a different polygroup. So it's pretty cool tool actually that Mine's created. It allows you to visualize the different segments you've cut from the geometry. Right, again, so we have this cut, and then so what we can do is we can cut from the back here, create a seam here, because we are not going to render from the back, and we want to go all the way up here, all the way around. I'm going to hit F just to frame up on it a little bit. So we're going to come around here all the way to the top here. It's going to come round, and it might be better if we chose this. Let's have a look. If we actually chose here, so it ended here at the middle, that's probably better actually. So I'm just going to choose this one instead. So there we go. And so we want to end it here, and also let's have a look around here. That should be enough to split it nicely. So let's do the cut, go back to UV shower, and then this time unfold it. There we go. And let's just straighten it out. Alright, so let's hit texture and take a look at it now, and there you go. So that has been UV'd, and we have built up quite a bit of history. So delete history, Control S, save your scene, and we'll end it here. I don't want this video to go on for too long, and so we will continue next video with the UV process.